I want to remind everyone that my husband, myself, and Micha Vargas, our East Bay captain, have done absolutely nothing wrong. This drama brought on by National Brown Berets and their cohorts is in retaliation over the termination of their friend, quote unquote, Tina Marie, and others from our organization. But most importantly, Micha Vargas was not active with us during this time. So she most definitely is being harassed, accosted, and bullied based solely on the fact that she is with BBNO La Causa, and that's it. The only reason why she's being harassed. Having said that, I want to reiterate that these audio recordings are in part for a collection of audio and written notes that are chronicling my experience and those of our women berets like Micha Vargas on the continuous harassment of us by NBB's Osorio and Merced Councilman Jesse Ornelas, just to name these two for now. So first I want to say not only is it despicable, vile, and the lowest form of filth for someone who is anatomically considered a man to harass, bully, cyberbully, stalk, and in any form, whether physically, mentally, emotionally, or verbally, abuse a woman. But it is more repugnant and reprehensible to be in attendance at an action. Understand that this is an action that is for a victim of a police killing. And then use that forum for your sick behavior. So case in point, our Beret captain, Micha Vargas, was in attendance at a rally demanding accountability for the police killing of a young man in Alameda, California. She was not in uniform and was with her young children and a sponsor of the BBNO La Causa. Osorio was also in attendance and began taking pictures of her and her children to, of course, let people in his circle know that she was there. Later, one of his friends went over to her and purposely and violently bumped her in front of her children. And for the safety of herself and that of her children, she left. So when you take these gatherings meant to bring attention to police brutality and killings and disrespect the victim's family, and the community by making this a playground for your own agenda, you are a very sick bastard. A day or two after this happened, I was working on a study guide on the Shakespearean play, A Merchant in Venice. I get a notification that Jesse Ornelas, compadre of Al Osorio, reacted to one of my photos on Facebook. So I was, at that point I was confused for about a minute. Because first, it caught me during a time that my mind is in the 13th century in Venice. And then why would Jesse Ornelas be reacting to one of my pics? So I checked on the post he was reacting to, and it is a photo of my husband, America December, and Tina Marie in brown beret uniforms, or Hella Iri, or Chingona Iri Tina, so whatever she goes by. And I noticed that this pic is from October of 2019. So another sick fuck, this individual is stalking my Facebook page. So as I'm commenting on his laughing emojis, he keeps reacting to my comments with laughing emojis. Now, he's a city councilman for the city of Merced. During the time he's on my Facebook stalking my page, he's supposed to be in a city council meeting from 6 to 9 p.m. His last emoji that he reacted to was like at 8:23. But yet he's on Facebook harassing me and stirring up shit. Now, keep in mind that these two compadres are supposed to be advocates for women. And they're against any type of abuse towards females. The highest form of hypocrisy, in particular, when Osorio sends a grown man to bump into and intimidate a female, Micha, in front of her young children. Spineless cowards. Osorio and his sick circle are trying to wear us down and corral us into only working, I don't like the word working, but I'll use that word for now, in certain areas so they can dominate geographically certain areas of the Bay Area. But coming from a long line of revolutionaries, in particular my great uncle, Pancho Villa, that's not going to happen. They are actually giving me inspiration and fueling my passion to expose them, because the communities in which they appear in and pretend to support need to know that, their dark and fake side. 100% transparency, boys. The other equally as important reason is that the institution of the Brown Berets is a historic one, a dignant one, a quintessential movement on its own that was born out of our most impactful, necessary, and defining moment for every Chicano, Mexicano, Americano, however you identify yourself, which is the Chicano movement. The Brown Beret institution deserves only to be represented with class, dignity, respect, honor, and with the most highest moral compass from each individual who dares to put on a beret and call themselves a brown beret. When you wear a brown beret to an event that is for a victim of a police killing, and your sole purpose is to harass a woman that is with her young children, and begin taking pictures of her to circulate them among your circle to notify people whose only agenda is to cause harm. And then you send a friend over to physically touch her and intimidate her enough to where she's worried for her safety and that of her young children. Then you are no better than a common criminal and a public safety issue for the women of the BBNO La Causa.